I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
Hello, bacon.
Today we're making this beautiful Valentino mini dress that Anne Hathaway wore.
There will be blood, sweat and tears. And
sequins. Sequins everywhere.
The patterning of the beautiful.
Hello, I'm over here.
We are patterning the Valentino mini dress that Anne Hathaway wore. I didn't research it. I just fell in love with the dress and I want to do it. But the thing is, the dress has a peplum here. It seems to be like a top thing, bust detail, very fit on the waist, and then it makes ballonné kind of thing because I think they were really going for the Barbie aesthetic because she has not human proportions. Found the cheapest and most beautiful sequin fabric. Look at this. Look at this color. Fuchsia. I love it. There is no waist seam. Center seams are hidden by the paillette installation. They're very, very well hidden, but I'm sure they're there because otherwise you would not be able to achieve this shape without having a nice dart.
The idea for the pattern is to move all of the darts to the low figure point, bumping them to the side dart first, so I can prepare the yoke and the neckline. Cut those pieces apart, and that's it. For the back, I'm just cutting the yoke with the underpart separately as well, removing the darts from the center so I can have a seamless transition to the skirt.
Showing up at the right time and then touching her boobs. Yeah. Time to feel the tatas. We need to go very curvy. I believe there is a thick calico underneath, the paillette fabric on top, and underneath there was a picture of her peplum kind of flying around, and there was a pink fabric like poplin or something underneath that. So, do you want to place your bet on how many needles I will break sewing this sequin fabric? Do it now. Naomi said 12 needles. Sapphire said 3. Kathy said 9. And Lady Lila said 6. Let's see which one of you will be correct when the time comes.
This is the only puddle in this whole area that is bone dry. Of course, she had to go and lay in the mud. I told the peeps on stream that I would have to make a lot of changes to the toile, and oh my god, it's a disaster. First of all, it's way too short. Even with the amount I edit, my backpack and cheeks are poking out. This here is not giving me the shape that I need, which means I need to lower this and make more space here on the skirt so the skirt is a little more poofy, like a cupcake poofy, and not just to the sides, because this is ridiculous. This is way too short for me. Bigger so the tatas will look at least decent in something like this. What happened? I have no idea why it's so small. It's the same size I use all the time. I didn't put up more weight than before. I'm just confused. I'm very confused. Take some notes and change the toile completely. I can't even get out of the hell. Why is it so small? I can't, I have to rip this. I'm very confused why this is so small. As a matter of fact, I lost some weight lately. Why? I'll redraft the whole front because if I need to add a dart here, I will close the waist dart forever and work from there. This was the second try, and the boob area is fitting better. But I cannot seem to make the skirt fit the way it is, so I've decided I will indeed add a waist seam, and I will hide the waist seam with the sequin fabric. Somehow, I managed to take a lot of fabric while manipulating the darts, and I don't understand what happened. It's just fitting very weird. I think if I have this here, the shape is pretty much what it's supposed to be. It just needs to be way longer. Let's redo the pattern for the second time. It looks so much better. So much better. I will do now. I will really remove these darts and open the skirt. It will be just the skirt doing the flare as it should do. And that's it. I'm not changing anything anymore. That was a journey. That was a journey. A very, very hard journey. This is so insane. This is insane. Insane. Finally. That was an intense journey to get that pattern working. Finally, it's time to cut the sequin fabric from hell. I'm not looking forward to it at all. We have a problem though. Well, aside from the fact that it's 150 degrees outside and I'm melting. The other camera, I lost it. The backing of the fabric is tall and these are attached only by one of the sides, and that will show the backing fabric a lot. And it's ugly. I don't want it. I don't want that. Can you guess what's going to happen? Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. That dries, I will prepare and cut the flounce as a test. I have this very fancy pink fabric for lining and finishing everything.
Normal cotton poplin.
This is just me being cheap and not wanting to spend so much interfacing by cutting a curve though. I don't recall ever working with sequined fabric before. I really think I never did. It's so pretty, look at this. I need to cut this in 2 pieces then. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Did I mention I'm scared? I'm sweating profusely now, and it's not because of the warmth. It is because I'm nervous. Very nervous. Oh no, I just realized I'll be finding sequin pieces forever in the room. No! I'm not even sure this is the way to cut sequin fabric, by the way. I guess we will find all of this out as we go. My hand hurts. And then I will add some weird position sequins just to make sure it looks like it's supposed to be like this. How many needles will I do?
Whoa! How many needles will I lose?
In this test run. So far, so good. No needles have been harmed so far. Do you remember when I said I was not going to change the pattern anymore because I was happy with the way it was looking? Yeah, I will change the pattern again because I found this very high quality picture where you can actually see the darts and the seams that are hidden with the sequins. Nothing like the one I did. And the biggest problem is that I have a tiny mouse that lives on my shoulder that keeps telling me all the time that I should do the right thing. And when this mouse comes, I need to listen to it. Here we go again. Another change to this. And I feel like I'm going to puke. It's another day because due to my decision I had to spend yesterday the whole day patchworking pieces of calico together because I didn't have any more fabric. Now to repaint the thing and cut the other pieces that I will be able to use without changes. I'm getting very annoyed by this dress. To prevent the extreme fraying from this calico, I used a little bit of raised stop and now the paint isn't catching. I hereby declare this project officially cursed. What? I don't enjoy what's going on here, so I just spent 3 hours removing all the sequins from the seam allowances. So fabric will behave better. This is so freaking pink and sparkly. I think I might have gone way over my head with this one. I don't know. I'm not feeling this dress. I will try to finish it. Ow, ow, ow. That's my hair. I'm gonna try to finish it and see if it will even work on my body. But I'm skeptical. I think it will not work. Flouncy enough. Better. This is a weird video, but it's necessary. Don't worry, I'm not quitting YouTube. It's just that I am very late with my Barbie dress and I don't think I will get it ready because I'm cutting sequins from the seam allowance. Since 7:30 this morning. It's 9:30 now. Like not even done. I'm halfway through the second backpack. As you can see by what I'm wearing, you are now kind of sure that I did finish the dress. So I want to put a warning right here. First, if you don't want to see me ugly cry, snot everywhere, and you don't care about anything other than this dress, then jump to this timestamp right here because things will be intense. Very intense. Sometimes I really like to torture myself by scratching open some very old wounds and having them bleed. And this is what happened here. Warning right here. Skip to the end. Not a problem at all. But if you like a little bit of drama and salt, stick around and see what happens. There are 8,000 of you right now, and I have the feeling we don't know each other that well. Well, doing YouTube videos is something very one-sided, I think. Today I would like to tell you why I do this and why I am how I am. It took me a long time to accept who I am. How I look, why I like the things I like, and why I hate the things I hate. It started this morning when I was going through very old emails and I found an email from my mom from 2011. I was in Germany then and I wanted to extend my stay. This conversation was after she got her diagnosis. I didn't know how bad it was at the time because they didn't tell me. She already knew what was going on and I didn't. So for me it was okay. I think I want to stay a longer time, and she flipped out. At the time I was studying international relations and going to law school at the same time. So I practically lived at the university and I just wanted to finish my German studies. She said no, and that if I wanted to keep being her daughter, these were her words, then I would have to go back, finish my studies, get a real job, because she did not raise me to be a nanny. And she didn't raise me to be a nanny, and I had to be like other. I have no tissues downstairs. So I'm using paper towels instead. Yes, I am an ugly crier, deal with it. Looking at the days of those emails, then I understand now why she said what she said. She was scared. I'm an only child, so of course she wanted to have me around for this. Got me thinking, because it was not the first time that she said to me that I would not be her daughter if I didn't go the normal and correct path of life, being a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or something that's considered a decent career. For example, when I started fashion school, she paid so much for my education. I could speak so many languages and I was training to be a seamstress. I would be paid to sew dresses to people who had a lot of money, and she didn't see that as an option at the time. Finally quit fashion school. I went back to law school. Everything was going according to the plan, except for the fact that I hated myself. I hated my life. I wanted to disappear. I wanted to take as little space as possible. She never understood that because I never felt welcome home where I was living at the time. This is going to be a crying video. Oh my god, I never thought I would have one of those on the internet. I cry when I'm angry, so I'm angry crying. I'm not sad crying. These things don't make me sad, they make me angry, and when I'm angry, I cry. So, with all the hate bursting out of my eyeballs right now, I can tell you, what do they say for superheroes and villains? My origin story. For a little bit of background, I'm adopted. I don't actually have problems being adopted. I don't hate my biological mother by any means. I know she did that because she could not take care of me, and I'm grateful for that because she gave me the best life I could have ever had. Although I don't resent them, I do have the feeling of not being wanted. I never felt home anywhere I was. This is someone's house. I'm just in it. And this got worse when we moved with my stepdad. It was his apartment. I had to behave because we were at his house. It's not my house. My bedroom was never my bedroom. It is still not my bedroom. When they refer to it, they call it my stepbrother's bedroom. Something isn't his bedroom. It's not my bedroom. I lived there for 20 years and it's still not my bedroom. When you listen to that all the time, it kind of gets to you. After a while, it gets old. Several times I had to hear that. If blank happened, I would be kicked out of the house and things like that. My mom was not a bad person, okay? She also had a very bad eating disorder and she took very bad meds to lose weight, and they change your personality. These meds are actually stimulants, kind of the same that people use nowadays to treat ADHD, and I took them as well. Once the doctor gave them to me, this was the first time that they could have diagnosed me with ADHD, because when you take stimulants as an ADHD person, you don't have the squirrel moment. You get calmer, you can think better. That happened to me, and my mom was the total opposite because she would go like 3-4 days without sleeping, and she was in a very bad mood. Oh my god, she would never stop. But for me, it was like, okay, I'm zen now. I understand. She was not in a very good place. She was depressed. Apparently, it affected me more than I thought it did. So when I was done with high school, I was 16 years old. It was then time to choose what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I did not know, and they didn't want to give me like a sabbatic year to think about it. My father is a district attorney, so all my family from his side involved in law. So
I would go to the law side as well. The first 6 months were terrible. I spent my days at the bar playing snooker because I did not want to be there. I hated it. I was able to kind of convince my dad to let me change from law school to something that I liked. In the beginning, he was like, oh, you should totally go product design or graphic design. You're so good at drawing and doing stuff. And then I found fashion design and I really, really liked it. And I got accepted to fashion school. And my father suddenly realized that it was not good enough. He never said that I should go to fashion school. He changed his mind. I was not a shy person. I didn't talk at all. Like, talking for me was very, very hard because my opinions were never valid for anything because I was a child and I know nothing about life. You grow up hearing these things and you decide, okay, then my opinion doesn't matter, then I will just shut my mouth. I was taking crap from my mom, I was taking crap from my dad because I could not decide on what I want to do with my life, and everything I wanted to do was not good enough. I already had that huge first fallout in the fashion school that I was not able to go back to when they thought I was gay. That was not a made-up story. It's a real thing. It happened. It was very stressful. Sometimes I think about these things and I say, oh my god, this was so ridiculously funny. But some of it still makes me angry. Oh, and before you go saying that my mom was a terrible person, she apologized for all of this. Like, before I lost my job, she saw how unhappy I was. And I had already started my YouTube channel then. And then she told me, oh, I see you doing all of this cool stuff now. And I realized that I was wrong by not letting you do this before and by being such a pain in the ass. And I wonder now, where would you be if I hadn't intervened back then? And that's quite funny because I just said, well, certainly not be here. Because at that point, I really liked who I was, who I am. I learned to like myself, that I'm different, that I am not normal, and I do have a voice. I told her that I am the person I am today because of her. I fight for myself because of her. And that it was not as bad. It was stressful, but I totally get her. Of course I didn't like it. I never hated it for it. I was raised not to open my mouth and not to say anything, just to shut up and listen to older people because they know better. Until I was 21 years old. Then I was fed up with that bullshit. I danced ballet semi-professionally and I decided that I wanted to finish my studies, and I was accepted to the summer program in the Monaco School of Dance. It was a huge deal for me. At the time, I went to my dad and I told him I would like to do this course. It's 3 months. Then I will come back, finish school, and then open my own dance school. At the time he said, wow, totally, yes, you should totally do that. We all arranged everything. I'm gonna say a week before I left for France. Might have been a little bit earlier than that, but everything was already arranged to the point that I could not cancel it. My father came to me and said, well, I don't know why you're going. I never agreed to this. And you should stop horsing around. Just get your degree. Be like other people. Comparing me to my stepsister, 6 months younger than me and already had her whole life figured out from the time she was 10 years old. And I flipped out. I flipped out. I couldn't take it anymore. I was 21. My dad left and remarried when I was 6. From the age of 6, I was being compared to, I was being made fun of and belittled because of his new wife and her child. And I never said anything because I didn't want conflict. This time, I said it was enough and I was tired of not being good enough for anyone. I wrote him a very long email saying a lot of bottled up shit that was in my mind for those. I cannot do math. 15 years of having to cope with all of that bullshit. An atomic explosion. He stopped talking to me after that. The day after I sent that email, I wrote an apology that he claims he never got. Sorry, Dad, but I think you should ask your beautiful wife where the apology went. This is where all of this is coming from. This is why I was checking very old emails, because I am 100% sure I sent this email and he never got it. I am kind of suspicious as to why he never did. Then it was when I finally decided to accept who I am, being taken into consideration. I didn't want to be invisible anymore. I called him from France a few times. He was kind of like not really chatting with me, but he never told me anything. Like my mom, of course, she got really pissed about this, and then she started telling me things that he said. One of those conversations was about how my mom had lied to him about my pedigree. Oh god. So brace yourselves, this is kind of funny. My stepmother was able to convince him that my biological mother was a prostitute, that my mom lied to him that my biological mother was a nice person, and so she could have me adopted, because otherwise he would not have ever adopted me. Oh god. Daughter of a whore. Wow. As if that would change anything about me at all. The reasons why I chose never to talk to him again as well, because he's in my life, she's in my life. I don't have time for that kind of people. Botox is very expensive and I don't want frown wrinkles. Atomic explosion with my dad was the thing that catapulted me into actually opening my mouth to say if something was bothering me and develop this very big mouth that I have today. Well, that I
always had but I never used.
This is a heavy video, man. I always hated myself all the time, but when I finally opened my mouth to fight my father was when I realized that I needed to change and I needed to be myself. And I don't freaking care if they wanted me to be someone else, someone that I was not, and someone that I was trying to be, even though it was never good enough for them. So I just decided to, okay, fuck it. I will do my thing. I will speak my mind from now on. If you don't like it, then don't be around me. My mom died 60 years old. Best case scenario, I also have another 30-something years on this planet, and I want to spend this time with people I like, doing things I like, and not worrying about what other people think. Time is short, and why should I lose and waste my time with things that make me unhappy? I won't do that anymore, and you shouldn't do that anymore. I decided to quit my career after 10 years learning things so I could have a traditional career that I know I would never like. Just abandon all of that to make silly videos on YouTube because this is the thing I like to do. And it is scary, man. It's so freaking scary. I totally understand. People need security, people need safety. That's why they stay in weird situations. I have nothing to prove to anyone. My mom is dead. My father doesn't talk to me. Those are the people who matter the most to me, and I was not able to make them happy. Who are you trying to make happy? Don't be so hard on yourself. It's not your responsibility to make other people like you. It is your responsibility to accept yourself. I'm turning into one of those motivational quotes channel, but I really mean it. Time is short. Do whatever. I am grateful for having all of you in my life. I went from this very small circle of people that I had to 8,000 people that decided I was good enough to spend time with, even though I think that I shit most of the time. Yesterday, there was this one person on stream that just came for the first time, and they said, "Oh my god, I love you." Out of nowhere! Like a total stranger loves me. A total stranger that I never met before loves me for who I am and for how I put myself out there. And oh, you're so over the top. You cannot be like this in real life. I am like this in real life. People are allowed not to like you, and you are allowed not to like them back. It doesn't mean that you have to be a total asshole to them, but it does mean that you can choose the people you want to have around you. If there is someone that's not being nice to you, even if it is your parents, it is okay to divorce your family. This is something that I always tell everyone. It is okay for you to say, stop, I cannot deal with you right now. I have other things to think about. We all have enough traumas in your life, and we do not need to suffer other people's traumas on their behalf. I want you to be you. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid of expressing yourself. I expressed myself through cutting sequins on fabric that I had to hand paint because I didn't have the color. This is what makes me happy. This is what makes me me. I'm not here to teach you how to sew. I'm here to inspire you. I'm here to be your friend. And I mean that for real. I, as your bacon mother, just want to tell you that don't feel like a failure. It is hard. It is very, very hard. But also me, as your bacon mother, I do believe in you. I have faith in you. You can do it. You can leave that job you hate. You can leave that person that pulls you down. You can stop talking to family members that make you feel bad about yourself. Oh, God. I'm crying now, but not because I'm sad or angry, but because look at the amount of sequins on the floor. I'll never get rid of this. Front is looking okay. Ta-da-da. I'm so annoyed by this fabric. So this is the main reason why I do what I do. I don't enjoy seeing people suffer to put this mask on every day, pretend they are someone they're not for the sake of being accepted. Such a waste of time and energy. So no, you are not alone. Sometimes I get these nice comments about, wow, I love how brave you are. I wish I could do that as well. You're not scared of what people think, and I just laugh inside because relatively new thing. I was not like this. I was in this weird cocoon. I wanted to be invisible, and when this penny dropped, it was for me, okay, it's time to change. I'm not happy like this. I want to be loud, and I want to be there. She is also very shy, and she does not like attention at all. No one loves this anymore. Look at this face. This is the face of a very neglected animal. It takes time, it takes work, but you can do it. You don't need to disappear. You can be there. You're not invisible. You're not invisible. I think I might actually be able to finish this today. We have all pieces together. I need to install the zipper, and I will do a very weird thing that I've never done before. I will close the back seam first, sew the zipper from the inside, and then rip the seam open. So although it is an invisible zipper, it will be hidden.
this is the plan. I don't think it's going to work. Zipper is in, and this will be the worst zipper to close and open in my entire sewing life. Steve is going to have a really bad time. I'm not gonna even try to get into this dress by myself because I know it's not gonna work. Oh, Jesus Lord.
But hey, look how invisible it is.
Sleeveless. Ta-da! High neck, high neck, high neck. You know when you say, Mom, can I have this Barbie? But your mom says, no, we have Barbie at home. Barbie at home. Maybe it's a very bad idea to wear a dress like this. Like 32 degrees Celsius. Like today. So very warm. I am dead. Wow. But my newly cut bangs are hiding all the sweat trickling down my forehead. But not really. Oh my god, I'm sweating like a pig. It's a very comfy dress, by the way. I thought the paillettes getting stuck to each other, poking me, but it's fine. It's totally fine. I had to hand sew a bunch of sequins on the seams that I took away too much from. And I also put Rigidly here so the skirt would be a little bit puffier. Maybe it would look better with a petticoat underneath. I tried rolling a bunching of mine, but it just looked like I had like a huge belly. It needed to be puffy on the side. This is way too much. Wow. Yeah. Look at those hips. I love this. I will totally wear this in the winter. I love this so much. I just need to now find pantyhose in this very same color. Because then I will embrace the Valentino look and just go for it. What do you think? I think my shorts are showing. I always wanted to be a Barbie. Well, not actually Barbie. I wanted to be Deborah. She was my favorite one. I still have her. I got her hair on a fancy shoulder length now because her hair was destroyed. But I still have her and it's my favorite Barbie. Like, look at these flappy things. I love this so much. And yes, Steve had a huge problem closing the dress. We had to use Tanya. We stayed there for 10 minutes for him to try to put it up. It was very stressful and traumatic. If you want to do this by yourself, buy my slopers. You can manipulate all of the darts to make anything you want. Link down in the description. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed these shenanigans, then check the one I put for you right here because I think you're going to like it. Ta-ta!